As founders, there's a few things I want to share that I've learned from working at startups on high-risk projects. And my name is Jean-Michel Moreau, and I help SaaS founders unlock growth using a scientific approach to advertising. So I've been doing this for 20 years of experience in tech startups, and through that I create the massive feedback method so that founders can grow and scale faster and make a bigger impact with their products. So a few times in my career, I've worked on super high-risk moonshot projects. So one time for a publicly traded company, I did a $250 million commercialization program to invent a new piece of technology, run two teams against each other, build product, market it, and then launch it globally. I've also worked for with like startups with $500 million in funding back in the day. And I definitely learned some principles that apply to getting your first 100 users, getting your first marketing campaign running. And there's pretty much two or three that I think are pretty globally applicable. The first is you always want to be able to isolate variables. At any given time, you want to know what exactly precisely you're able to learn from the actions that you're taking. So I know everyone says like you win or you learn, but that's actually not good enough. You need to know exactly what you're learning and about who and what, and you can define that in advance. And this is particularly important at really high risk things or high uncertainty. And if you're trying to launch a new SaaS product, there's a huge amount of uncertainty about what's the messaging, what kind of channel, what kind of ads did you run, did you say. So at any given time, whatever action you're doing, you need to define in advance what is the thing that you could learn. The other is at no point should you risk complete ruin. So, talking to somebody yesterday and they're about to launch a SaaS business that saved quite a bit away to bootstrap the company. And I think they were looking at, having enough time and like, why not start with an agency since they know what to do? And the problem was the fees. They were looking at a month in fees. And you need to have the capital at your disposal so that doesn't risk ruin. If that is going to risk complete ruin, it's not a viable option. You need to find ways to test your messaging and validate it before. And what I suggest people do is to some organic marketing that is extremely testable. And the way to do that is to take single messages and push them, put money behind them, and then you can track KPIs in terms of the cost per watch and just make sure that the messaging around your product, you know about which thing you're talking about, how much does that cost to put in front of somebody. And when you find the actual content that hits, you're going to know that was the most affordable thing to put in front of your potential users. And I actually have a systematic step-by-step guide to do just that. So if this is something you want to start doing, if you're looking to get your first 100 users and you're not in the position yet to hire a fractional CMO or CRO, and you want to be able to really understand and validate your product and your marketing, just comment on this video, comment playbook, and I'll send you the playbook about exactly how do you start testing and validating your messaging so that in 24 hours from now, you could know which pain points are really resonating with your audience, which product features are going to drive conversions and acquisition.